Welcome to Move It Monday for November the 11th, 2013. I'm Coach Kim and I will be your trainer. It is a great day to get moving. Every start of the week is a new chance for you to set the tone for the rest of the week. Set the tone for the rest of your life. A little bit of time every day is all you need to stay healthy and functional and strong, and to give you the habits that you need in order to make better choices throughout the rest of your day in terms of things like food and recreation. So this exercise routine is going to work all of your major muscle groups. It's relatively low impact. We're going to do a little bit of everything. We're going to warm up with a couple of moves and then run through a sequence of 6 moves twice. All right, the whole thing will take 15 minutes. So let's get started with a quick postural systems check. Always the first start of every workout routine, where you get your posture aligned. You want to get up, stand up real tall, tuck in your tailbone, squeeze your tummy muscles. Now make sure that your ears are lined up with your shoulders, right? That means that your shoulders are open. You don't want those closed shoulders, those closed typing on the computer shoulders. You want to open up the chest, and you want to take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. You want to find your glutes. You know they're there. Squeeze them. They're in there somewhere, right? Now start marching in place. And when I say march, the reason I wanted you to squeeze and find your glutes is because you want to lift the knees up. And the way you lift your knees up is your glute, right? Lift up those knees. Your quadriceps, they want to do a lot of work. The quad, your thigh muscle, is the biggest muscle of your body, and you don't want them to do all the work. So focus on the glute working, lifting up the knee, swinging your arms forward and back, and move slowly. No need to rush. You've got 30 seconds, time is going, and you are deliberately lifting the knee up and keeping it up for a fraction of a second at the top there, so that the foot that's on the floor has to do a little bit of balance work, right? Added little benefit there. Okay, 3 more seconds. 2, 1. Now bring your feet together. Okay, you want your toes and heels touching. The second warm-up move is not even a move. You're not even going to move at all. In fact, we call it an eye stick. I want you to extend your arms up over your head and press your palms together so that no air gets through. Your biceps should be right next to your ears. Right? If you can't get your arms up this high, that's a piece of work in and of itself. So do the best you can. But take note, you should be able to press your palms together above your head, and you should be able to hold it, and you should be able to get your arms sort of right beside or behind your ears. Now 30 seconds is starting. You're going to breathe in this position deeply, focusing only on the movement of your breath, the movement of your diaphragm, taking your air all the way in, and then exhaling through your mouth as deeply as you took the air in. And squeeze all of your muscles, right? Isometric contractions are not movement of your muscle in terms of, forwards and backs, flexion and extension, that sort of thing, but they deliver blood flow to the muscle tissue, and that is also very helpful. And it's just waking everything up. All right, now, the next move that we're going to do, we're going back to a march, but the only reason we're going to start with a march is because if you're capable of doing a march, I'm going to ask you to start doing a forward kick. All right, so your hands can either be on your hips, or you could actually go crazy and pretend you're a kickboxer and bring your arms up in front of your face, your forearms in front of your face, like you're protecting yourself if you were a kickboxer. All right, so let's start the 30 seconds. You're back to that high knee march, and if you can, lift up the knee and then kick out your foot with a flexed foot, and then put the leg down and then do the same thing with the other leg, right? You're alternating legs each time. Very good. Keep going. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget that your generation of power is still those tummy muscles, right? So you're lifting up your leg using your hip and your glute and then kicking out your foot, or just doing the knee lift. Either way, you've got 10 seconds. Even 15 minutes of exercise every day. In the morning, if you roll out of bed and go right to your living room floor and turn on one of these workouts and do this session, you get a huge metabolic boost in terms of your overall fitness level for the day. Nothing will boost your metabolism more at the beginning of your day than initial exercise, and then immediately after that having something to eat. Okay, we'll talk about that more in a bit. All right, now we're going to do a squat. So plant your feet shoulder width apart. Squats are one of my favorite exercises. I don't think I do any routines without some sort of squat in them. So your pinky toes and heels should line up, hip width apart or shoulder width apart, and you're going to sit down and back into an imaginary chair. All right, so lower your body down. Then you press your heels into the floor and squeeze your glutes as you lift back up. Let's start the clock for 30 seconds. Inhale on your way down, exhale as you lift back up, and once again, focus on the movement here. You want to pause at the bottom for a fraction of a second so that your brain can catch up, because when you start lifting up, you need to focus on the squeeze of your glutes and the pressing of the heels into the floor. Otherwise, once again, your quadriceps will start doing all the work. You're like, my quads are so fatigued. Yes, you want to work your quadriceps, but you want the rest of your body to catch up. 3 seconds, 2, and 1. Okay, now you're going to get down on the floor, and we're going to get into a push-up position or plank on your hands. All right, so that means that your shoulders and your hands are vertically in line with one another. Your hands are right under your shoulders, basically, and your head is up in neutral position, and you make a straight line down to your feet, down to your ankles. All right, now if you're strong and you can stay in this position already without too much trouble at all, I want you to do a Spider-Man move with your legs. Bring your knees up to the elbows, then stretch back out. Right, one knee at a time, obviously. If you can't move your feet in this position, just stay here. 30 seconds, time starts now. Keep breathing. Keep the butt down. Remember, if you're not making a straight line, right, aside from the fact that you have a little curvature in your butt, but if you're not making a straight line down to the floor, if your butt is making an angle at your hip level, your hip joint, then your abs are not as engaged as they should be. All right, and press into the floor with the whole hand. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now let's turn your body over and do a reverse plank, or an inversion plank, as I like to call it. So your body's going to be turned over now. Your torso faces up, okay, and you're going to sit on the floor with your legs extended straight out. Your heels are on the floor, your toes are in the air right next to each other. Your fingers are on the floor, pressing into the floor, fingers facing forward, pressing into the floor with the whole hand. Once again, don't just use the heel of your hand. Now lift the hips up again, making a straight line with your body. This is an inversion plank. You should be able to lift the weight of your body off the floor in this position. Right? You should work, or feel rather, the back of the arm. Your 30 seconds, by the way, is going. If you can, do a little kick here. Bring one knee up, kick out your foot, and then the other. Either way, if you're moving your legs or not moving your legs, it's okay. Just keep breathing. Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're going to get another opportunity to do this set, of course, right? Because after we finish the first set, which is in 2 moves, you're going to do 2 more moves with me. And you've got 10 more seconds in this one. Then we'll take a quick break and then run through it all again faster, without the instructional sort of detail between each of the exercises. All right, now lay on your back with your head on the floor, your arms extended down beside your body, your feet are on the floor, hip width apart. Now lift your hips up into the air. This is a hip bridge position, all right? So you're going to lower your hips down and lift back up for 30 seconds. Time starts now. Good. If you're strong and you can do this, you can lift your heels up off the floor and just use your toes. We call that a ballerina hip bridge. And it just accentuates the contractions up the back of the leg. I'm a very big fan of focusing on muscles that don't get used so much in functional life, and that's the problem with the quadricep, because when the only thing that you do as movement is to sit into a chair and then walk forward, basically, that is all. I mean, it's so easy for the quad to do all of that work. It doesn't need any help until it needs help, which means basically that other things are starting to get injured. Okay, last move, basic crunch, hands behind your head, elbows out wide, and your feet are on the floor, or if you'd rather have them up in the air, that's fine. Just pretend I'm standing over you with a string wrapped around your sternum, lifting you straight up. Time starts now, 30 seconds. Exhale as you lift up. Pause at the top. Inhale as you lower back down. Good. Keep breathing. Exhale as you lift up. And remember, control the movement on the way down in order to benefit from the negative resistance. If you let gravity pull your body back to the floor, you don't get that benefit. Gravity does. And gravity doesn't need any benefits. You do. You need the benefit, the metabolic boost, not gravity. All right, you're done with the first set. So stand on up. You did a great job. In 20 seconds, we're going to start the second set because we want to shift or whisk through, rather, all of the exercises in 4 minutes. I want you out of here in 15 minutes in total, and we're right up on 11 minutes now. So let's do that. High knees with either just the march or the kick. Ready, set, go. Either hands in front of your face for protection or on your hips. Make sure you're lifting your chest with your breath, breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you use a flexed foot to kick out if you're kicking. If your toes are pointed, you don't quite get that emphasis, that power, especially the generation of power down the back of the leg. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Now plant your feet shoulder width apart. Let's go right into the squat. Make it as deep or as shallow as you can. Just make sure that you're doing it right. Remember, you sit down and back into an imaginary chair. Make sure that you press into the floor with your heels as you lift back up and squeeze your glutes. Good. Inhale on the way down. Exhale as you lift up. Halfway there. Very nice. Down to the last 10 seconds here. Keep going. Very good. 3, 2, 1. Down onto the floor. Squat down. Put the hands on the floor. Walk out to plank or push-up position and hang here. 30 seconds. Time starts now. If you're doing the Spider-Man, bring the right knee to the right elbow and then extend your leg back. Left knee to the left elbow. Back. Keep the butt down. Make sure that you're pressing into the floor with your whole hand. I cannot underscore that suggestion enough. You can do work all day in this position, and I will tell you, it's one of the best in terms of movement. You can do all kinds of cool things moving around when you're on your hands. And if you have weak wrists, you really want to use the top part of your palm in order to distribute your body weight better. Okay, turn over. Let's do the reverse plank. Now your fingers are facing forward. Your feet are on the floor, heels on the floor rather, toes up in the air. Time starts now. Inversion plank. Good. Keep breathing. Keep those hips up high. The higher you can get the hips up, the torso up off the floor, the more your chest opens, right? You notice how people have this curl about them, right? Because everyone's arms are facing forward now, kind of like those, what is it, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? Our arms are getting smaller because we need them less, and they're going to end up looking like the Tyrannosaurus Rex because they are, just these little sort of things that just have to type, all day long. But when you open up your chest, you really get a really good sense of just depth of your body's power, right? 3 more seconds. Now lie down on the floor. Let's do that hip bridge. Feet are hip width apart and your hips are up. 30 seconds. Time starts now. I wonder if that really will happen now that I think about it. Make sure you're moving slowly, by the way. Make sure that your toes stay down. You want to make sure that your feet do not turn out. Your toes do not turn out, okay? So move slowly. Inhale on your way down. Exhale as you lift back up. You've got about 6 seconds left. Yeah, the arm thing. Like if over time humans will end up having smaller arms as a result of the fact that we don't actually have to move, like lift anything anymore. Okay, last move, basic crunch. Remember, I'm standing over your body now. Close your eyes, pretend I'm right there. I've got a string wrapped around your sternum and you lift straight up and then back down. Last 30 seconds is going. And this is your Monday. If you've gotten up with enough time to get up, do this workout on a Monday. Of course, in the US, it's a holiday, so it might not be a holiday where you have the day off. I don't have the day off, but if you're waking up today and it is a holiday and you're not going to work, that's great. Enjoy yourself and get outside and do something fun. And if you are waking up on a Monday and you have to go into the office, but you've done this workout, you should applaud yourself and feel really good, and then really give yourself some nourishment to congratulate your body, to give the body something it deserves afterwards. So a healthy breakfast, a big breakfast, okay? It's a big breakfast. You don't need a lot of carbohydrates, but some good dairy, some good fats, eggs are good, lots of fruit. And I'll see you again next week. I'm Coach Kim from In Shape Fitness. This was Move It Monday for November the 11th, and I will see you next Monday with our next workout of the week. Have a great day.